Well, first two worsts figure out which is worse. And then the other two worsts figure out which is worse. And then the top two worsts fight it out until eventually you get the WORSTEST Worstest.
Yeah, what is that from?
What?
That song you were just singing.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the name of the song.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's been a while.
Maybe, yeah.
It's been a while
Yeah,
since
90.
Jabba Jabba
Yeah, 90s song.
Does anybody remember?
That's how it goes. Yeah, yeah. It's been a while. Whatever.
That sounded a little bit like Michael McDonald.
Yeah, well, that's my go-to is Michael McDonald.
There was somewhere back in long ago.
Well, you know what? Here's the difference between all of that. Michael McDonald sung some good songs.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He certainly did.
Very unique voice.
I'm going to say
yes.
a little bit later in the game, he got a little bit snoozy. Some of his stuff was a little snoozy, but that earlier, Doobie Brothers stuff, it was fun, exciting. And many of his lyrics were delightful. But
When you can hear them.
when you hear baby,
That's kind of it.
but we are not about to talk about people like Michael McDonald, some of these people might sing well, that we're going to talk about today.
Sure.
But
I doubt it, though.
not so good. We are going to bring to beautiful people out there the worst lyric of the 90s. And a little backstage, behind the curtain, peering into letting people out there know what we've been going through. We've had a ton of mechanical issues, recording issues. This is the third attempt to record this particular episode.
Is this thing on?
We're dealing with a new recorder, so maybe it's not. I don't know.
I see a
We're
big
good.
red light.
It's red.
The light is red, and the numbers are moving in an upward direction.
That's a good sign, John.
Nice. Wait, can we go back in time if you turn the dial the other way?
Let's try it next time.
Okay.
I'm afraid to touch anything. Very afraid. Now I want to go back in time. I don't want to go back in time because then we'd be trying to record this again and it wouldn't work and there'd be buzzing and frying. So let's just stay right here.
Good idea.
The time we're in is the time I want to be
right.
in.
You can't go home again, John.
If you grew up in my home, you wouldn't want to go back to your fucking home. Believe me that. That is the greatest bit of news I've ever heard in my entire life. This is going to be the matchup, the pair-up, I hate to say fighting. It's not fighting.
No.
The good-natured intellectual jostling.
A joust.
Oh, the joust, yes.
A joust.
Oh, yes. Here's the jousting order. First round is going to be Scott versus me, John, and then it will be Pete and Tim. And let us go around and tell the good folks at home what our
Selection?
thank you, what our selection is going to be this week. Scott, take it away.
Sure. Hello, everybody. So for worstest song lyric from the 1990s, I submit Barbie Girl by the Danish band Aqua.
Oh, Tim, thanks for turning off the air conditioner.
Sure thing, John.
Now people can listen to us in pure fidelity
I feel lonely
Entering
now.
the dodecahedron.
of knowledge. I will be bringing you what I believe and what my case will be, the worst song of the 90s, the worst lyric, of the 90s. Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day. Yeah.
Well,
Interesting choice.
I will present my selection for the worst 90s song lyrics. The song Life by Desiree.
And I'm Tim, and I will be presenting Big Pun's I'm Not a Player.
I wouldn't say that about you, Tim.
I'm not, Scott. I'm not a player. Not anymore.
He chose it for the irony, Scott.
I disagree. I've seen Tim's 22-sided die in his pocket. You're a player of the utmost order, my friend. Anyway, here we go, man. Let's just start this thing off. The air conditioner is off.
And the pressure is on.
Pressure is on.
The recording light is on.
Recording light is on.
Our foreign
Is
listeners
this thing on?
might be wondering why our air conditioner was on. It is, in fact, January here, and it is, in fact, about 25 degrees Fahrenheit. But due to the kooky heating in general in America, it was too hot in here, so the air conditioner was on.
We should bring cold people in here. Goats, anything that needs hothouse flowers. Oh, we can rent out like to orchid people.
As long as they'll stay and listen to the podcast.
Is a bird of paradise an orchid?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about that? Okay. Well, yeah.
But enough about flowers and air conditioning.
And with that,
Flowers and air conditioning are beautiful, delightful, lovely, and inspiring. But Scott's about to tell us something that is the absolute opposite of that. Scott, take it away.
Shall I? Here we go.
Oh, you shall.
Okay, so let me introduce you to Aqua. They are a Danish Eurodance band. They are most certainly best known for their 1997 single Barbie Girl. And it's the lyrics from this very song that have once again catapulted them onto the charts. But this time, it's the Worstest podcast charts. This group formed in 1995 in Copenhagen and achieved international success around the globe in the late 90s and early 2000s. The band released 3 albums, the first one called Aquarium in 1997, followed up by Aquarius in 2000. And then in 2011, they released their final album, at least to date, called Megalomania. The group did quite well in the sales department. They sold an estimated 33 million albums and singles, making them the most profitable Danish band ever. Let me introduce you to the band members. They are Søren Rasted. By the way, if we have any Danish listeners, if I'm doing a horrible job with the names, I will apologize in advance. So again, Søren Rasted, followed up by Klaus Noreen. Both of those gents are playing the same instruments. They share the responsibilities on keyboards, piano, guitar, bongos, and backing vocals. Next, we have Renee Diff on vocals and terrible rapping. And rounding out the group is the one female member. Her name is Lena Nystrom, also on vocals. When I was doing my research, it turns out that Aqua was touring just last year in 2025, and 3 original members are still active in the band. Klaus Noreen left in 2016. And no doubt they were thrilling audiences with their biggest of hits. So a little background on the band themselves. In '93, Søren Rasted and Klaus, they were hired to produce the soundtrack for a film titled, oh boy, I'm sorry, I have no chance of pronouncing this properly.
Try it. I want to hear.
All right, so again, all apologies to our European friends out there. Frekka Frida og de Freklos Spioner?
I will. I never thought you'd ask.
Wait, why are the lights now flickering? And this gentle fog is raising up from the floor.
I don't think you've ever looked at me like that before, Scott.
I think OG is end in Scandinavian language.
How do you say it?
Or.
Or?
Well, in Norwegian, OG is or.
Or?
I mean, like end. It's end.
Oh,
so it sounds
okay.
like or in our language, but it's actually end.
Oddly enough.
I have to see how it's spelled.
Very, very good there, Tim, because in English, the film was titled Naughty Frida and the Fearless Spies.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
So how do you say naughty? I just want to know how to say naughty.
How do you spell that?
Well, that has to be Frekka. F-R, there's that A and E smushed together, K-K-E.
Yeah, Freka.
Frekke?
Yeah, I think that's what that is.
Frekke.
Yeah.
Frekke Frida.
Frecka. I learned how to say my dirty little monkey when I was in Italy many years ago.
Oh, nice.
How do you say it?
Nice.
Sporca scimmietta mio. I can just hear the type.
You didn't move your hands when you said that, though.
That's why I said it wrong. How's this? Sporca scimmietta mio.
That was good.
Yeah, I moved.
Very
my
good.
hands.
Yeah.
I can literally hear keyboards around the world. That's not how you say. That doesn't mean that. Shut up! I don't care what you think. Scott's talking. Shut up.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Frekera is a Danish adjective meaning naughtier, cheekier, bolder, or more mischievous.
I'm sure she was.
Okay.
So anyway,
Sorry,
these,
Scott.
If I ever meet a half, what do you say, Danish or Norwegian?
Danish.
Dan, if I ever meet a half
Danish.
Norwegian, half Danish, half Italian person that I want to call a naughty monkey, I now know how to do it.
Okay. Well, apparently this is how it's pronounced here.
Frækker.
Freka. Ooh, that was love.
Nice. One more time.
Frækker.
Freka.
Thank you so much.
Sexy.
Freak yourself, you monster.
Sorry, Scott. Continue.
So these 2 gents, they were working on the soundtrack for this film, and they realized they needed a rapper for one of the songs. Now, it just so happened that Rene Diff, a musician and club DJ, he was working on a different project in the same studio. So Rene ended up helping out on the film, and then afterwards, the men started to work together on music. Rene happened to be dating a Norwegian singer, that is Lena Nystrom, and she found her way into the group because she thought, and obviously convinced them, that she could do a better job on the vocals than they had already recorded. So they hired Lena to be the lead singer of what they were calling themselves at the time, and the name of that band was Joy Speed.
Now, do we have an A-B comparison to see if she actually was better?
I don't have that, no, and I think we'd have to pay royalties, right, if we were using actual...
Very true. How's this?
Well, we could shriek a little bit.
I'm going to save.
I feel like getting a little freaky.
I'm going to save money and say she was better.
Probably. That would be my guess. They were signed by a Swedish record label in 1995, and they released their first single in Sweden, and it was called Itsy Bitsy Spider. Let me try to set the mood for you, help to give you a feel for this tune. Imagine, if you will, the worst dance song beat you've ever heard. Now speed that up just a little bit. You got it? Now add nursery rhyme lyrics. Wait, we're not finished yet. Now plug in the Danish man rapping like he's a wedding DJ. Yes, it's god-awful. The single, well, Itsy Bitsy Spider was a commercial failure. It spent a single week at the lower end of the Swedish charts, and then it disappeared completely. What I read is that they somehow got themselves out. Yeah, it was sad. Somehow they got themselves out of that Swedish recording contract, but they did not. Maybe they had a little help from the company, I'm thinking. But they didn't give up on their desire to continue making music.
We want out of our contract. Okay.
So the group hires a new manager, and without a record deal, they start over. The four began to produce and write songs, and this attracted the attention of a new
But
label.
without a record deal?
I know, right?
How could they?
Well, here's the weird thing. You know, maybe Universal Music Denmark heard Itsy Bitsy Spider, and they thought they might have heard something because they were a major
wowed.
label, and they signed them.
Maybe they bought a pizza and had some extra change from the delivery, and then they decided to use that $1.25 to sign them onto their record label.
I think that's exactly what happened.
Did I say pizza?
You did.
I meant loot fish.
They renamed themselves at this time. So under the stewardship of Universal Music Denmark, they are now calling themselves Aqua. They accepted the offer, and in 96, they're underway. So their first release as Aqua was a single called Roses Are Red. You see the theme here with the titles.
I see something happening here.
And this dance song was described as having a bubblegum pop sound. It was released in Denmark, September of 1996, but it was much more successful than their prior release as Joy Speed. It stayed on the charts for over 2 months, eventually selling enough copies to be certified platinum in Denmark, right? So, sounds impressive. Well, just to clarify, that means Aqua sold at least 20,000 copies of this song. They continued plugging away. Their next single was released in February of 1997. It was sort of followed in the same style of music, titled My Oh My. The single broke Danish sales records by being certified gold within 6 days. Only 6 days, they moved 10,000 units. The single went straight to #1 in Denmark and made Aqua a household name in their country. Aqua released their debut album, Aquarium, in March of 97, and the song that I've selected for its lyrics, Barbie Girl, it was on this album, Aquarium. So let me give you a little bit of background about the song and its success. The story behind the song, it's quite fascinating. And you'll excuse me that you can't hear the air quotes. The song was inspired by keyboardist Søren Rasted. He says that when the band was writing songs for this first album, he went to an art exhibit at a store in Copenhagen. At this exhibit, someone had taken a bunch of Barbie dolls and sort of mashed them together to make a planet-shaped orb or something. He claims to have been captivated by it.
A Barbie ball.
Yes, a Barbie ball.
Wow.
Yes, orb, planetoid. Recalling the story, he told Rolling Stone magazine that this orb of Barbie dolls, quote, "It made me think of this. Life in plastic. It's fantastic."
Und ja,
I thought that was a great line. Then I wrote, come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Ooh, wow.
Well, that was captivating, wasn't it?
That is a pretty dubious rhyme, if I
Well,
may.
now I see where Shakespeare got his inspiration. When the Danes had taken over England,
Yes.
they must have left some of their verbal prowess behind.
Clearly.
That solves the mystery.
Of course, we can probably look back on Shakespeare and see how many times he rhymed party. in
And
his-
with Barbie,
well, with anything, for God's sake. I
he
mean,
invented Alligator, Jessica, and Barbie.
there you go.
He's amazing.
So, not long after the release, Aqua realized they quickly had a hit on their hands and they became a global sensation. This song debuted at number 7 on our Billboard Hot 100 chart,
By our, what do you mean, Bradshaw?
the US of A.
Ah, yes. Not for very much longer will you be center of our world.
Who let Igor in the room? Boris, calm down over there. It also entered the number 1 spot on the UK singles chart.
We will crush you.
I must break you.
I'm going to start
I
whacking.
must break this single over my knee.
I'm
And
gonna
now you
start-
cannot play it anymore.
I'm going to smash a Barbie doll against my desk like Khrushchev with his shoe.
Oh, the shoes,
And
yeah.
you know some of those pieces would have gotten caught in those eyebrow hairs he had. So it was a top-selling record in England that year. Aqua had themselves a legitimate major hit. But this episode, it's about worst lyrics. So for that reason, I'd like to turn our attention to this. There was controversy about this song and its lyrics from the very beginning because those lyrics were pretty sexually charged. I'd like us to take a look at them. So here we go. I'm going to start like this. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic, here it comes. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere.
Scott, when are you going to start saying the lyrics?
These are the lyrics. That-
I thought you were just inviting us
Yeah,
to
no.
come sample your charms.
You can pull that T-shirt back down now, John.
God damn it. I'll never find love.
so that one lyric.
It's always a good sign when you have to add extra words in that mean the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Undress me everywhere.
Everywhere. Don't leave a sock on. Take that off too.
That doesn't sound like my husband, Marty. Take off your socks. It's our anniversary.
It's cold in here.
So if we were playing this thing now, you'd hear that brilliant lyric 5 separate times throughout the song. Let me submit this one now. I'm a blonde bimbo girl in a fantasy world. Dress me up, make it tight. I'm your dolly. How about this nugget? You can touch, you can play. If you say I'm always yours, ooh, wah, ooh. And I'm going to stop with this one for now. Make me walk, make me talk, do whatever you please. I can act like a star. I can beg on my knees. It all sounds very wholesome, right?
It's also written by some guy who was looking at a ball of Barbie dolls. All right.
And somehow came up with this.
I don't know. It sounds equally stupid as sexual, at least.
Yes. So the band was questioned many times, I'm to understand, about these lyrics, and their explanations addressing this controversy, they are as follows. This all came out of a Rolling Stone article that I found. So Renee Diff, the vocal rapper, he is quoted as saying this: "The message is that it's okay to be the person you are and look the way you look, and be confident in that. You don't necessarily have to have plastic surgeries to be a better person. All these metaphors in the song were taboo to talk about, but we came out with a tongue-in-cheek way to present our song." Yes, Soren, he followed with, "It was, of course, a song about plastic surgeries." I didn't pick that up anywhere, but here we go. Other parts of the song were just sexual. When we had the lawsuit from Mattel, hopefully I'll be able to address that, which came later, the lawyers made us change the story. They said, please don't say it's anything sexual. But we were not really trying to make a statement. We were just trying to write a fun song. Lena shared, "It's tongue-in-cheek. It's pop music. If you want to see the layers to it, there's all the layers you want. But we kind of took the piss out of the Pamela Anderson Baywatch perfect picture with silicone boobs. We wanted to take the piss out of that kind of perfect girl. That was the main thing we discussed. We didn't say it very often, but it was the main thing behind it. Very convincing, aren't they?
I don't even know what they're saying.
I don't either. So I'm going to summarize why Barbie Girl is the worstest. A slight right turn here. You gents know the European lineage of the Barbie doll? You familiar with that?
I don't.
Okay, it's more than a little sordid. The precursor to the Barbie doll
As opposed to some keyboardist who was getting a boner over a ball of Barbies.
a planetoid Mercury made of Barbie dolls.
Let's see it get even more sordid.
So again, the precursor to the Barbie doll was not meant to be for children at all. Let me explain. There was a comic strip in the German newspaper Bild Zeitung. The comic was called Lily. It appeared for the first time in 1952. And in the German comic, Lily was a witty, irreverent, and sexually uninhibited person. One strip shows Lily in a bikini. She is approached by a policeman who tells her that two-piece swimsuits are illegal. She replies, "Oh, and in your opinion, which part should I take off?" So the comic was so popular that they made a Build Lily doll. So basically this comic strip character is immortalized in plastic.
Fantastic.
That's right. And sold as an adult novelty, according to Robin Gerber, she, the author of a book called Barbie and Ruth. It'll be clear in a moment who Barbie and Ruth are. So Gerber writes in her book, Lily dolls could be bought in tobacco shops, bars, and adult-themed toy stores. Men got Lily dolls as gag gifts at bachelor parties, put them on their car dashboard, dangled them from the rearview mirror, or gave them to girlfriends as suggestive keepsakes. Due to the popularity, the Lily dolls were soon coveted by kids as well. Now let's get to the U.S. connection. The Lily doll caught the eye of 15-year-old Barbara Handler on a 1956 vacation in Switzerland. She was with her mother, Ruth. That Ruth was Ruth Handler, co-founder of the Mattel Toy Company. Ruth Handler purchased 3 of these dolls and brought them back home with her to California.
Look at all these men playing with dolls.
Nothing strange about that.
We need to bring these to America.
I just love the fact that there were, or maybe still are, adult-themed toy stores in Germany. I'm not really sure what they're.
That.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
And the only toys I could think of, I'm not sure I'd wander into one of those stores.
This is in the 1950s too, right?
That's what it's. Yeah, that's when these things became very popular in Deutschland. So 3 years after that trip, on March 9th in 1959, Ruth.
It's better than what they were doing in Deutschland 10 years before that. So I guess maybe we should just let them have their toy stores.
Fair enough. So Ruth introduced her own adaptation of this Build Lily toy at the American International Toy Fair in New York. The new doll was named Barbie after her daughter Barbara. So there it is. The inspiration for America's most famous dolly was a saucy, sexed-up tramp named Lily. It truly feels like that amped-up sexuality was always destined to be part of anything related to Barbie. Switching back to Barbie Girl, the song, it was a huge international hit, which meant that the message and the lyrics of the song were being spread far and wide around the world. Lots of people, including young women, girls, they were all hearing this message. One article described the song Barbie Girl as a body-positive anthem, serving up tongue-in-cheek social commentary. Tongue-in-cheek. Perhaps, but not the type meant by the article's author. Aqua can say that they were making fun of the focus on beauty instead of a person loving themselves the way that they are, but clearly the band's shoddy explanations of their lyrical intentions are muddled at best. At worst, they're disingenuous. And think about where we would hear this song. It's dance music. It would be heard in a club. What's a club atmosphere like? Well, it's all about welcoming in the most beautiful people, the most well-dressed people, the most fashionable among us, the best looking. And they're going to be out there dancing and celebrating this song. The irony, my friends, is missed on everybody if it ever existed in the first place. And I'm going to end with this. You can't mention this song's lyrics without also recognizing that this episode's category is Worst Song Lyric. We're all in agreement that we're not discussing poems here, so it's impossible not to reference the sonic qualities that surround these words. And I point this out because these lyrics are buried in a song that is a fucking terrible earworm. And it has been rattling around in my head for quite a long while now because we've stumbled about this recording.
30 years ago?
Yeah, and it's because one of you sadists selected this category. I should not have even been listening to this steaming pile, but because it has terrible lyrics, I was listening, and this just reinforces the fact it is the worstest. I rest my case.
Bravo, bravo.
Very exciting.
Blech.
What could be worse than that?
Well, I'll give it to you. Get ready.
Oh, my.
This
Oh, good riddance, you.
This is an argument in 3 parts.
All right.
Okay.
An argument.
Three parts.
Switching
3.
over quickly
And
from Scott to John, and he's going to give it his worst.
I am. Once again, I am giving unto you the worst 90s song lyric, Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day. An argument in 3 parts. Part 1. The lyrics. Another turning point. A fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Why, I just did right there.
Right? Thanks for coming along. These lyrics, they are provocative. They're evocative. They're melancholic. They are resigned. They are the signposts in the road mentioned later on in the song that life is not going to be simple. It's neither full of simple joys or simple anguish. Your life is going to go a certain way, and you are going to get used to that way.
Now, do you always have to be carrying a fork with you to stick it in the road? Or
Yeah, I picked up on that as well. I don't think I ever heard it when listening to the song.
It's true.
Stuck in the road. You're
Yes,
right.
you could bring a spork with you,
fork?
Oh, that's not going to work.
Unless you got some soup,
Well,
but only a chunky soup. A consomme would not work. It falls through the tines.
that's true.
But we'll revisit that in the second half. So once again, this author is saying that this road full of forks, sporks, and kilts, it's neither full of simple joys or simple anguish. Your life is going to go a certain way, and you are going to get used to that way. You're going to get used to that road, the sounds, the smells, the tragedies and happinesses that you encounter, or that encounter you as you travel along. And then that road will change again and again and again. The writer seems to be telling you this from his own perspective, from a heart that has seen so much and that knows that it can protect from the joys and sorrows you'll encounter, but that there are lessons to be gleaned from traveling on that path. And if you don't learn from those hassles and hugs, you'll have wasted your time on that road. Part 2, a perceived diversion. The Big Chill was a 1983 film basically about a group of baby boomer friends who have grown into adults, or at least have reached the age where adulthood should begin. They all stay at a large house for a weekend after they all attend the funeral of one of their friends. It devolves into the worst tropes of what we refer to as the boomers.
You know, I've heard a few people talk about that being their favorite Kevin Costner film.
He plays the body. He was in the film, but they cut his scene. What are the boomer tropes that I haven't seen this movie in a long time.
Sit back.
Hey, man,
Enjoy.
you can screw my husband.
I love a good boomer bashing. So
This is, and of course, we're not talking about everybody who is of the boomer generation, but there is a zeitgeist of those who are boomers.
yes.
Generally, they've got at least one vacation home in addition to their own house that they bought for $12,000, and they're telling everybody younger than them how they just need to work harder and stop eating that avocado toast.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. So all these boomers, they're all staying at a large house for a weekend after they all attend the funeral of one of their friends. It devolves into the worst tropes of what we refer to as the boomers. Self-absorbed, selfish, self-referential, and self-reverential. The only voice of reason, or at least voice of protest from their solipsistic mulings is the, of course, inappropriately aged girlfriend of the dead friend. She's not of their generation, so she's not regurgitating the tired, cliched mantras of justification of their choices in life. The whole time she speaks, the rest of the self-important gargoyles have this smug look on their face as if they're chanting in a cultish group speak, "Oh, isn't that cute? She's thinking." But she can't be taken seriously. She's not one of us. One of the biggest reasons this film is even remembered today is the soundtrack. It was a collection of late 60s and early 70s hits that let the characters and in kind the audience propel themselves to a simpler time. It moves the narrative of the film along and made the audience recollect the better days they had when they were listening to those songs. The Big Chill soundtrack was a massive commercial success, selling over 6 million copies in the US alone by the late 80s, early 90s, and remaining on the charts for an impressive 161 weeks.
Wow.
Making it one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time and cementing Motown's catalog power. Now, the film and its filmmaking choices slipped away from memory until 11 years later, when a little film got slopped on our collective lunch trays like so much reheated 3-day-old stew.
I know what movie this is.
That liquidy hodgepodge of tasteless glop was, of course,
Forrest Chump.
Forrest Chumpy Glumpy
Yeah.
Gump. Ugh.
Another baby boomer fucking circle jerk.
But so much worse, Gump took the play a song to evoke a feeling and emotion in your audience playbook, fed it meth and Skittles, and cranked it up to 11. Literally, any time an emotion needed to be retched out of the audience, instead of building it up with nuance and quality writing, just stick people in a kooky pop period costume and blast whatever song was number one on the hit parade the week the action on screen was taking place, and boom, you've delivered a scene and an emotive response built on the secondhand nostalgia wrenched from the memories of the movie-going public. This time around, Gump didn't do the box office numbers that a quiet boomer character study would do. No, Gump did blockbuster numbers, wrongly won a ton of awards, and the play a hit song to make them feel something school of filmmaking was born. Part 3. The fucking point. Returning to the worst 90s lyric. Thanks to that little narrative trick, any time a protagonist gets 3/4 of the way through a story, their life circumstances change dramatically, and there's a little quiet time for some introspection, cue up Time of Your Life. Last day of high school? Time of your life. Summer camp is over. Time of your life. About to get married and thinking about your crazy single days? Time of your life. It has been thrown down our collective craw so much that it has lost all meaning and certainly any subtext it ever might have contained. Now when we hear it, all we feel is the Pavlovian drool reflex to feel sad, melancholic, and remembery.
I just had this image of me in my deathbed at like age 90, and someone like, he's about to go, put on Green Day, and then just grabbing the pillow myself and suffocating myself.
Where did Grandpa get that revolver?
Why is he shooting everybody in the room? Oh, it sucks because Green Day's a great band. It's the worst 90s lyric because it tells us that there is a great big nostalgia machine feeding our memories into a coal furnace that powers the puppet strings that makes us love, hate, laugh, cry, remember fondly, or has us lurching with anxiety into a ball of dissociative shiverings. It is the how-to instruction manual on the human soul, and you are the product, you are the consumer, and you are the fuel. We were the Nimrods all along.
Ooh, that's good.
And thus I give you the time of your life.
Nice. Very good.
Well, to be honest, I didn't enjoy that too much.
You
What's
what?
Oh, I said I didn't have the time of my life. I didn't enjoy that too much.
Do you think Green Day was smart enough to do this in like knowing this? Like that was the purpose?
So I was looking into this song, and evidently he had written this song like a while back,
Okay.
or glumps of it. I honestly, I mean, everything I know about these guys, they seem pretty cool. I don't think this was a cash grab. But anyway, that is that. Tim, Pete?
Wow.
It's tough.
There we go.
Yeah. Pete,
Is it?
what are your thoughts, Pete?
It's a funny scene. Every time we come down to the judgment, it's like you have two opposite ends of the spectrum.
These are very different songs. One is clearly tongue-in-cheek. The whole Barbie song was just let's make a fun poppy song. Maybe it will sell big. We'll get famous. We'll make some money. It worked. Good for them.
I don't know.
Fist for
I
everyone.
might disagree a little bit with the tongue-in-cheekness of it. I mean, from
Gonna
what
spread
Scott
those cheeks
from what
apart
Scott
first.
told us, they sound heavy on the stupidity.
Yes.
Well, it was definitely sexual.
Yeah.
And I think when they asked them questions about that, they obviously were just skating around that question by saying, "Oh, it's
The
all
record company told them, don't talk about the sex.
be yourself. It's okay to look like yourself." Like
Yeah.
that wasn't the question, actually.
Yeah. No, those
Yeah.
We are
those,
all winners.
those descriptions were the elucidation by the bands was they were all pretty lacking.
Yeah.
Pretty lacking.
It's just one of those songs where, it comes on for a few months, you have to tolerate it, and then you never hear it again.
Right. I'm not sure I know the song, to be honest with you, but
What year was that again,
we'll
Scott?
see.
They
90
released it in 97.
97. Yeah, I was hanging out in the city. I'm sure it came on once in a while. Probably just tuned it out. What was what year was the Green Day song? 99?
97, 99,
Yeah, that
somewhere
was
in there.
definitely late in the year.
Yeah,
late
I
in the
think
decade.
we're all around the same
Yeah.
time with our song
Yeah.
selections.
That's definitely an overplayed song.
Yeah.
You're right. It's the last day of school every year in our school they play that song.
Right.
Every time.
Right.
And it's like when you hear 1999 or New Year's Day at a New Year's Eve party every year. Oh, here we go. Okay, I like those two songs, but it's like, do we have to play this every single year?
Yeah.
Why don't they play the replacements Fuck School?
That's problematic, John.
That could be. Also, the teachers would be screaming it louder than any of the students.
Yeah, exactly.
That-
So what do you think, Pete? What's worse?
I feel that John went in on more of a heady route,
Oh yeah.
As I am wont to do.
as you are wont to do. And Scott, well, just
Well, I have to defend myself. I didn't really talk much about the lyrics, the whole theme of this episodic event. But anyway, I mean, you guys were listening.
But
it is-
sway the judges.
he didn't recite all the
I
lyrics, but
mean-
he talked about some lyrics.
I heard a lot about Kevin Costner.
Listen, how do things arrive at being worst? They can be, on face value, worst, or there are things like before 1936, a little tiny mustache underneath your nose, it was neither good nor bad. It was fine.
Wait a second.
It was out there was no
Are
context
you
to a little
referencing
tiny
AH here?
I am referencing AH. I know we can't even say it. The mustache itself is fine. There's nothing wrong with
wrong
mustache.
with it.
But the context of the mustache, it is literally a piece of facial hair that has only been worn by two people since 1945.
One of them was Michael Jordan.
Right, and the other is the brother in Sparks.
Okay.
And who wrote a song about his mustache. He got away with it. Michael Jordan did not. But just because the lyrics on paper aren't the worst lyrics, because of its associations, it has become absolutely terrible and a horrifying drill bit in the brain that sucks out your frontal cortex every time you see it. And like Tim said, at 94, a life beautifully lived wants to be snuffed out with a pillow of his own hand because he's hearing those lyrics.
No wonder I have a headache.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Are these lyrics the worst lyrics on paper just reading them? Maybe not. But the context, this is a tiny under-nose mustache of a lyric because of its context.
I see.
Wow.
That's right.
Seemingly harmless, but not.
No.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Pete.
That may be true.
Barbie Girl is just stupid.
Yep.
But I like the
Agreed.
Danes. I like the Danes.
Yeah.
But I think the guys from Green Day, you're right. They're not bad guys. You know,
Yeah.
they were, their original sound was punk, and then they obviously, like any band who's popular for 30 years now, they've been famous. You're gonna change your style. You get older. You
Well,
know?
that song in particular seems kind of way out of their
idiom,
middle lane. You know,
Genre.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
it's pretty far out.
Let me break the ice here. I think I'll go with the Barbie song because Barbie is a children's doll, and it's a song that young kids were probably listening to, young girls were listening to, and it's definitely overtly sexual at times, which is probably inappropriate. So I'll go with that
Yep.
for the inappropriateness of some of those lyrics.
Right. I mean, I'm basically in the same lane as you as far as that goes.
Well, all right. So that means that our first round winner is Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Way to go, Scott.
Well done, Scott. Scott,
I'm your dolly.
you certainly are. All right, so we've got our first round winner is Scott with Barbie Girl, Aqua's Barbie Girl. We'll be right back. Here's some music. Bye.
And here we are.
Beautiful. Well done. So we have a second round to play. Yeah.
Red light's still on.
Oh, the red light is still on, and
Yes.
I haven't heard a crackle, a pop, a snap. I think Zoom is finally.
All systems go.
And the
All
tip of your
system-
nose is red too. Wait a minute.
Pass that gin over here.
It's a I thought it was a Christmas miracle, but it's just my rampant alcoholism. Hooray! Beautiful. Here we go. Here's our second half, and this is going to be Pete versus Tim. Pete with.
My presentation is the song "Life"
And
by
Tim's
Desiree.
Desiree. And Tim's is
Mine is Big Puns, I'm Not a Player.
Life versus I'm Not a Player. Pete, take it away.
Okay. And so I shall. And I am going to start off right now, flat out with the lyrics.
Ooh.
Here we go with verse 1, which is the killer verse. Life by Desiree. Oh, I love it. I'm afraid of the dark, especially when I'm in a park. And there's no one else around. Ooh, I get the shivers. I don't want to see a ghost. It's a sight that I fear most. I'd rather have a piece of toast and watch the evening news.
What the fuck? You're making this up.
I wish I were. I wish I were.
I want some toast.
Is this a Dr. Seuss song?
It sounds like it, yeah.
I do not like the ghost the most.
It's true. Well, all I can say is, I get a category, and I really find something
Uh-oh.
that meets
Please
that category.
Do not tarry. Let us hear more.
Well, we have a little bit of chorus, life, oh life, oh life, oh life, do. And then we hit verse 2, which is an inferior voice. That verse 1 was, top notch. Here she just says, I'm a superstitious girl. I'm the worst in the world. Perhaps a little foreshadowing there. Never walk under ladders. I keep a rabbit's tail. I'll take you up on a dare. Anytime, anywhere. Name the place. I'll be there. Bungee jumping. I don't care.
I celebrated the spirit of her will.
Oh, wait, there's another verse. So after all is said and done, I know I'm not the only one. Life indeed can be fun if you really want to. Sometimes living out your dreams ain't as easy as it seems. You want to fly around the world in a beautiful balloon. She's got to top it off. I'd have jabbed something really bad in there. And then
sounds bad.
Then there's all, more, life, do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now I'll get into some of the fun info. Desiree Annette Weeks, born 30 November 1968, known by her stage name Desiree, is an English pop and soul recording artist and songwriter who rose to prominence during the 1990s. Known for her distinctive contralto voice and uplifting lyrics, Desiree's biggest hits include the singles Feel So High, You Gotta Be, and the aforementioned Life, as well as the ballad Kissing You, which was featured on the soundtrack of the 1996 film Romeo and Juliet.
Oh.
She was named Best British Female at the 1999 Brit Awards. And I know I didn't mention it yet, I will, but this song was released in 1998. So she had life going strong with her.
So she was going head to head with the Spice Girls at that time.
Maybe. Let me just continue because there's so much beauty here in her story. Her other accolades include an Ivor Novello Award, a World Music Award, and 4 BMI Awards. She would basically be considered a music industry heavy hitter with many, many millions of albums sold.
A lot of fans of toast out there, I guess. The British love their toast.
Now, she did not mention
beans on toast.
And your preserves.
Yeah, she didn't mention marmalade or not, so.
A little black currant.
Strawberry jam.
So Life remains Desiree's biggest hit, peaking at #1 in Austria, Hungary, Italy, and the Netherlands, as well as on the UK R&B singles chart. That's some pretty serious sales right there of this wonderfully uplifting and toasty song, if we can. Toast! Taking an innocuous tone, air quotes, this playful song mixes stories about superstitions, phobias, and travels around the world.
And toast.
The melody is, quote, upbeat and jubilant. However, the lyrics and rhymes, believe it or not, have been widely derided, with the song winning the worst ever pop lyric in a 2007 BBC poll.
All right, so we're not alone. You're not alone in
We're
this.
not alone.
All right.
So just want to say this once more. I'm afraid of the dark, especially when I'm in a park and there's no one else around. Ooh, I get the shivers. I don't want to see a ghost. It's a sight that I fear most. I'd rather have a piece of toast and watch the evening news.
That is very British. Very. It's
All right.
ghosts and toast in the news. That's a very British.
Wow. Okay,
all
so
right.
that's basically it as far as what I have to say about Desiree, except for she was a tremendously popular singer who sold many millions of albums.
That is making me shiver.
It's a little embarrassing to
I
think
certainly,
about
my jangled nerves need to be soothed by some toast right now.
I think all 4 of our artists sold millions of albums.
Yeah, none of these are.
There's no unknowns here.
They're all successful.
Yeah.
There could be something said about that somewhere, but we don't have the time.
Okay.
All right. So
I will pass the torch to my friend Tim Thieck.
Well, I'm going to use that torch to burn this song down because I got something to say. All right. In the late 90s, especially, this time we were talking about, probably starting in the late 80s, there was a lot of corporate consolidation in the music industry. And it's my firm belief that this started to lead to, let's call the lowest common denominator when it came to pop music. Nothing intellectual, nothing too challenging to the social order, and certainly nothing challenging to the capitalist system. None of that's going to be allowed unless it's carefully curated for the masses for them to lap up. So I think there was just this is my opinion. Some people love music from the 90s. I'm not a fan. I think there was just a host of bland, insipid, sometimes just outright fraudulent lyrics and themes that that mainstream music was pumping out. And to me, it was sort of heading rapidly toward its nadir. Well, I think I found that nadir I think I even knew it when I was in it. I could even tell you the night when I realized it. Big Pun enters the scene with his hit song, I'm Not a Player. It was released in 1998. It rapidly became a hit with, let's call, the troglodytes and simpletons, right? And could be heard blasting through the speakers at every god-awful club and shitty bar in the Upper East Side of New York and any other venue in the United States where 20-something Gen X idiots spent their weekends. Whatever else
Drinking Zima.
we did, exactly. Now, look, pretty much at the outset, I'd like to make clear here, I am not picking on rap or hip-hop. This is not why I picked this song. I've been a fan of rap/hip-hop going back to my teenage years in the 80s. To name a few bands that I have a lot of respect for, Public Enemy, Run DMC, Eric B. and Rakim, NWA, LL Cool J, Kool Moe Dee, Rob Bass, Young MC, De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, to name a few.
De La in the house, De La Long Island
That's
Strong.
right, Amityville, yeah.
Amityville, De
So-
La Soul.
My credentials are sound, gentlemen. Anyway, look, there was a lot of shitty, bland, fraudulent corporate music out there in the 90s, right? That was largely produced and performed by white people, right? So I just want to make plain here. I'm not, picking on rap here.
Or Toast.
Or Toast, right. Creed, Billy Ray Cyrus, Limp Bizkit, God help me. Bush, Ace of Base, Courtney Love, that fraud. No Doubt.
I like Ace. I like the Sign.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
No, not the Sign. No, not the Sign. Not the Sign. I don't like the Sign. What's the one that has an amazing guitar fill? The Look. She's
Okay.
got the look down.
That's not a bad song. You're right. That
guitar part is fantastic.
That's actually a good song. I'll
Yes.
give you that. Yeah. And No Doubt, they suck. Hootie and the Blowfish. Ugh. Don't even get me started on them. Fuck all of them. All right. All the corporate drones who listen to them. All right. Also, I want to point out that this isn't worst song, but worst lyric. So I'm not judging this song for its beat or any kind of rhythm or any other word you might use to describe the musicality here, right? This is just about lyrics. And this song is basically filled with pornographic lyrics, which the
Do
most
tell.
well, look, hey, I'll discuss, different kinds of pornography, right? There's this violent films, which is like pornographic violence, right? And then there's
like Hostile and stuff like that.
oh yeah, awful, yeah,
Torture porn kind of films.
which is
and-
terrible. Yeah,
Terrible.
Look, and I'm a red-blooded American male over here. I like sex as much as the next guy.
Sure, twice as much as that guy over there.
There you go. Yeah, but
How do you get in here?
Yeah, he's creepy. He's just sitting in a bag.
Yeah,
That's
well, just ignore him, right? He'll go away.
Into his pants.
I hope he puts his clothes on.
Yeah, but look, lyrics like this, taste the sweetness of my dick, rip your fetus out of place. Like, it's just grotesque.
fucking hell.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you, right? I'm not being a prude here. Like, that's just horrifying. Look, the, Salt and Pepper song, Push It.
Sure.
It's clearly about sex. That's a great song.
Sure.
It's subtle. You don't
know
have to
what?
hit us over the head with your dick, to kind of get us
Please
the message.
I wish that song had one mention.
I'm on a roll here, John.
I'm going to shut up. You go, Tim.
All right, thank you, John. I feel like one of those puritanical 1980s parents, like ranting about the immorality of rock music. Right?
Children.
Where's
Yeah,
Tipper Gore when you
exactly.
need her?
Look, I think I'm on solid ground here, right? I'm not a prude.
I think it's Tipper Gore in the bag over there.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm a fan of subtlety, right? I like a little subtlety. And this song takes subtlety and it throws it out a 90th floor window. It takes subtlety and ties a cinder block around its ankles and throws it overboard directly above the Marianas Trench.
That's pretty deep, I hear.
It's fairly deep. Look,
Deepest we got.
yeah. And look, and I get it. I understand the tradition in rap music to kind of pump yourself up in your songs. Like it's how cool you are, and you have a lot of sex and everything. I don't got a problem with that either necessarily, right? LL Cool J was great at that. In fact, his name stands for Ladies Love Cool James. But look, there's an art to it. Singing about how you're fucking other guys' girlfriends, that can be effective. There's a bit of subtlety to it, right? This guy just comes across like an oaf, right? Probably doesn't help that he weighed about 400 pounds, too, which no doubt was the reason for his early demise at the age of 29. Yeah, so look, no disrespect to the dead here, all right? But, to have to hear this song on repeat in some shitty Upper East Side bar one night with a bunch of frat boy goons was kind of the clue to me that I think we've hit a nadir of pop music in America. Like, I remember that night, they played this basically on repeat, like I just said. I didn't make that up. Over and over again. And I'm looking around with these so-called friends and I'm thinking, what am I doing here?
If there's a bunch of Upper East Side Lucky Sperm Club white dudes listening to that song, it's not for the beat, it's not for the fun. They are listening to it in the same way that Trent Reznor said how he hated writing Closer. Is it Closer? I'm Gonna Fuck You Like an Animal.
Right.
It's like I wrote this song that was just this, absolute depth of my feeling, and now it's being chanted by frat guys right before they date rape someone.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, I wish I never wrote that song.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
that makes
and this
a lot
is
of
the
sense.
same thing. Not that any other situation would make this a better song.
Right.
But the
Makes it
reason
worse.
they're listening to it, is worse.
It's worse, yeah. Yeah, so that's part of the reason why I despise this song. And it's just this general ugliness around it and the time it represented. It's kind of an ugly,
Do you have more of the lyrics? I want it. Kind of, maybe.
I
It's like
don't
licking
actually.
It's like licking a 9-volt battery.
Yeah, that's the worst of it. But if I make it to the next round, I'll bring up more of them. I think that's also, it's kind of signal where we were headed with music and lyrics in the 21st century. A strong runner-up for this category, I would say also would be that song, Life Ain't Nothing But Bitches and Money. Does that sound like a mantra or credo for the past 25 years of American life right now? How people behave themselves, conduct themselves, what their goals are in life. I can also hear people who are complaining maybe about this particular podcast episode. I don't even listen to the lyrics. All right, I'm a music guy. I'm a music person. All right, fine, but I think you're an idiot, right? I mean, why even listen to pop music if you don't listen to the goddamn lyrics they're singing about, moron? All right, I'm done. That's it. That's my spiel.
Wow.
Thanks for listening.
All right.
Yeah, a lot to empty out there. All right.
Yeah, very good, very good.
You feel lighter now.
Pete,
Yeah, a little bit, Pete.
Pete, we had two very angry co-hosts tonight, didn't we?
Yeah.
This is my
Me?
therapy.
Came off a tad.
John was fired up.
Yeah.
I was fiery. I don't know if I
Yeah.
was angry, except when I got to the Forrest Gump part.
Oh yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Well, you know what? The same year Forrest Gump won Best Picture, Pulp Fiction was up for Best Picture that year.
Yeah. Anyway, Scott
right.
and I, we have work to do.
Yes, you do.
So what are you thinking? Let's make this fast. Let's do it.
Yes. So the Desiree song seems completely terrible. Mm-hmm. And the lyrics are absolutely ridiculous. I feel like, I don't know why our co-host Tim held back so much. He didn't give us too much to actually go. If it's about he certainly portrayed why the people who would have liked that music, as or stuff like it that was coming out at that time, the end of the 90s, was detestable. But, I really wish I would have heard some more. But what he did share was reprehensible.
Yes. What I feel is this. We have 3 verses of puerile Dr. Seuss,
Ogden Nash's goddaughter or
Yeah,
something.
right.
Dr. Spuse. You have 2 lines of repulsive visual, especially that one line about the fetus thing. That's horrible. Does one line...
Repugnant.
Yes. Does one line of repulsive lyric outdo 3 verses of puerile and just dumb?
I could accept dumb.
Good on you, mate. So what about the supporting arguments then? Because I don't know that those 2 comparisons brought us to a conclusion. or
No,
has
they
it?
didn't.
Yeah.
That's my point.
So we've got all of the troglodytic bipeds that were listening to the music that Tim described. And a lot of what I recall Pete sharing is all the accolades that Desiree received, which I think he was using as a comparison to, well, if this is her most popular song, what does that say about the opinions of these people? And
Yeah, I think Desiree's lyrics are shining a horrifying light onto the populace that she was so popular. I think Big Pun is just terrible.
Yeah, it's just nasty and blunt.
Yeah.
Base. It's base. That's the best word for it.
Wow, that is a great word for
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good. Yours, Tim, is like one small undernose mustache. Pete's is like a Salvador Dali mustache made of sardines. It's big and a lot of it.
So I'll add this. I'm going to join you.
My
in this-
analogies are terrible.
I'm going to join you in this decision, and here's why. While I don't know Big Pun, may he rest in peace, we know that lyric and whatever else was going to follow, they were intentional. I mean to make the most despicable, disgusting sounding song, where my impression at this moment is that Desiree thought that she was being a bit philosophical and came up with something
I think you're
which reeked like lutefish. So I think I agree with you.
Yeah. Tim's, once again, as I know all too well, your impassioned and well thought out argument
Yes.
this time around
Yes.
did not win.
That's
I
all right.
know how that feels.
Yes.
Time and time again.
My heart will go on.
Yeah, right onto a propeller.
Exactly.
Wait, stop that. We got to pay.
But that wasn't, trust me, I screwed that melody for sure.
Change it by a note. All right, so we're
Pete moves on.
so Pete moves on. So well done, Pete. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well
Very
done.
good.
So
I'm
we're gonna
staring right at my opponent.
take a brief break, and we're gonna have Scott versus Pete, Barbie Girl versus Life. Let's take a break and listen to a song whose lyrics cannot be said to be terrible.
That's a great idea.
Let's do it.
Yes.
But
I like that
remember
idea.
to come back.
Dude, you gotta come back. Without further ado, Scott, what do you got on your part 2 of Barbie Girl?
Okay, so I've titled this section Reactions. Okay, so when Barbie Girl started taking off on the radio in Denmark, Universal Music Denmark, they decided, got to make a video for it. So they hired a director named, again, I hope I'm saying this correctly, Petter Pedersen to make it, all right? In that same Rolling Stone article where I was quoting their explanations about what the lyrics meant, they spoke to this Petter Pedersen about Barbie Girl. And he is quoted as saying this.
It's absolute shit.
Well, don't steal my thunder, John.
Oh, shit, sorry.
I was just starting out as a director, and it was hard. The night before I got the request to do Barbie Girl, I was doing some grainy black and white art stuff in a basement. While we were setting up, Barbie Girl came on the radio, and I remember saying, "What the hell is this?" The next day, I got a call asking if I wanted to do the video for it, and I went, "Oh, yes, of course." Pedersen immediately assessed that the song and the lyrics were craptastic, but instead chased that paycheck. Earlier, I had referenced that there was a lawsuit. Aqua was sued by Mattel because of the Barbie references. The CD booklet for Aqua's album Aquarium, it included this sentence, quote, "The song Barbie Girl is a social comment and was not created or approved by the makers of the doll," end quote. Well, apparently Mattel, the makers of the Barbie doll line, they were not convinced by the band's statement, and they filed a lawsuit against MCA in 2000. The toy company was claiming it turned the child's doll into a sex object. I believe that's clear. I would wholeheartedly agree. The lawsuit's assertions all boil down essentially to claims of trademark infringement. Alas, the suit was dismissed in 2002 when it was ruled that the song was a parody protected by the First Amendment. I am not in agreement with that. When you read lines like "You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere," "Imagination, life is your creation," dress me up, Make it tight, I'm your dolly. Ooh, ah, ooh. I can beg
That's
on
the
my...
worst one.
I'm telling you. I can beg on my knees. Life in Plastic, it is not fantastic. This sucks. It's the worstest.
Well done.
Okay.
Well done.
All right.
All right.
P, what do you got?
Well done, Scott. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
I have, well, you know, there's not really much that I can add to.
Oh, you better bring it.
To the horridness of the lyrics that I read earlier. But I do have, you know, I can talk about the music video, much as my cohort Scott has discussed the music video for his fine song. The music video was produced to promote the single, featuring the singer sitting on the back seat of a black 1965 Oldsmobile F85 Cutlass convertible,
Nice.
driven by a chauffeur. Desiree is initially sheltered from the sun by a black umbrella, which then flies away. The car passes through sugarcane fields as a crop duster flies overhead, but instead of spraying pesticide, it drops butterflies.
I like that. I'm not going to lie to you.
In a nutshell, the video also sucks, although probably not as bad as the lyrics, as it just keeps showing her singing the inane lyrics in the car and showing the crop duster flying overhead from various angles, releasing its butterflies and very little else. So there you have it. It is I believe I heard the word craptastic
Yes.
used, and it is just a perfect storm of craptasm right here.
If only
Life-
every time I got crop
I
dusted,
was
it
going to
was
say,
butterflies.
really?
Oh, yeah.
So, Tim, you
All
and
right.
I,
Yes.
we
Yes,
have
John.
some,
There it is, guys.
We have work.
We do,
to
yeah.
We have
Yeah.
work. Neither of these in the second half brought up the lyrics. Mm-hmm. Right? So we've kind of got to...
Did at the end a little bit.
Did you? What did you say at the end?
I just repeated some of the lyrics.
Oh, that's true. That is very true.
I already repeated them twice the first time.
Yeah.
I could read them again, but I
And then he
feel
tried
like
to be
it
nice
was-
by dropping in some butterflies.
I feel like it was better for you to not hear them again.
If
it would have been ear damage. Let's face it.
You read them again, I would not be able to tie my shoes for the next 3 weeks because of the brain damage. So I don't know. What do you think, Tim?
I think the Desiree song, we could come up with lyrics like that in an improv class. We could just kind of like all stand
Oh my goodness!
around and
you come up with better lyrics, I would think.
just make it up on the spot.
Yeah.
I think Barbie's more damaging though, in a subtle way.
I think it is obvious. You know, I was going to make the support for Aqua that, you know, that they are foreign. And a lot of times if a foreign band, you know, ABBA's lyrics are pretty simple, although many of them are beautiful. And I've cried many a time at an ABBA lyric because didn't
have a girlfriend. And
I'm half a man is really what I'm trying to say. But there's one of Tim's favorite words. I think there's a cynicism there. Mm-hmm. I think that they are trying to be provocative. I think they're trying to be, you know, filthy, using the Barbie, you know, theme. And I think they're just lying about, you know, we're trying to make people feel good about themselves. Once again, there's a cynicism to the lyrics are obviously trying to be filthy, trying to push something hard. I don't think there's a cleverness to it. It's not punny. They're not trying to show anything other than just trying to be provocative and, you know, it's just a cash grab on a poor little doll whose anatomy is unattainable in the natural world.
She didn't want those 38 Ds.
No one does. Except for the guy in the bag over there who's still freaking me out.
He's nodding his head vigorously right
Yeah,
now.
You shut up. Somebody throw him a pumpkin, fill it with some pudding, and let him go to town. Anyway, horrifying. So I think we're in agreement. I think we have reached a conclusion here, as we are always proud to do here at Worstest. We have uncovered the worst possible lyric in a 90s song, and that is Aqua's Barbie Girl.
All right. Nice job, Scott.
Terrible job, Scott.
Hey there, Scotty, go and party.
And we'll end with, hiya, Barbie. Hi, Ken. Do you want to go for a ride? Sure, Ken. Jump in. That's exactly what it sounds like.
What a guy.
Nice.
What a guy, Ken.
All right. Well, now that we've
We have to rinse our mouths out, I think.
mouths, ears, hearts,
yes.
souls.
Thank you.
And we can do that
Couple different ways.
Well, at the Barefoot Peddler right after this. But before that ever happens, first of all, if you like this, and of course you did, hit share, subscribe, like us. If you really like us, and I know you do, it's almost Valentine's Day. So
Isn't it?
a nice little gift to us to show us that we're your Valentines. Like, share, subscribe, and not only hit the share button, but I don't know, make a link, send it to somebody. If you have an ability to review us, throw us 5 stars, please. It helps with the algorithm. And write us down something useful that we can use. And we, as always, have an email. We'd love to hear from you. worstestpodcast@gmail.com. And that's it, except we need to do a little bestest. Cleanse our palates. So gross. Let's go around. Something cool, maybe a song that we heard, a movie, something nice that happened to us that we want to share with the fine folks at home. Tim, you want to start it off? You got a bestest?
I was having trouble thinking of something, but you just reminded me about a movie. Jen and I went to go see Is This Thing On? With Will Arnett.
Oh, we tried to go
And
this
Laura
weekend.
Dern.
It's only in the city.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. I thought it was a well-done film.
Yeah, I wanted to go see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I liked it. This
that's
was a
good.
couple weeks ago, and I think I saw. Remember Black Rain with Michael Douglas?
Yeah.
and Garcia. I never saw it when it came out in the late '80s. I just watched it. It was fine. I was laughing at it because it's such a classic late '80s movie, like late '80s.
Yeah.
You know, it's dark, and there's the tropes, and they're in Japan, and Michael.
Isn't it like always raining in that film?
It seems like it.
Yeah,
And Michael
okay.
Douglas is so classic Michael Douglas. You know, when he gets angry, he's like, "This is bullshit." You know, he starts yelling like, "Oh, this is such a classic."
I gotta have sex now.
Yeah, Michael Douglas performance, you know, right after Wall Street. So, I mean, you know, it was enjoyable for what it was. I always had heard of the movie, never saw it. So, I'm glad I saw it.
I'm going to work myself very hard to the bone until my cool brother buys me some crazy game and I have to reevaluate my entire life.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And he plays a cop who's named Nick. And he
course
may
he
or may not be dirty. But he goes to Japan because he's got to bring this guy back who he killed a guy, and it's my collar. I'm not leaving Japan till I get him. And the Japanese detective, who's like a famous Japanese actor at the time, you know, he's trying to teach him the Japanese way, which is different from the New York way. You know, that's how we do things in New York, man. And it's, you know, Andy Garcia's, you know, he's Andy Garcia in this. I don't know. If you can think of like a late '80s film directed by Ridley Scott with Andy Garcia and Michael Douglas set in Japan. This is it. This is the film. If you can visualize it, yes, you're thinking correctly of what this film's about.
So I was thinking Mothra.
No, Mothra does not make an appearance. I was disappointed.
That's why I never saw the movie.
Anyway, so a couple of good films I've seen recently.
Nice.
That always makes me happy.
Scott, what do you got?
Interesting you should ask. So, like my fellow podcaster, Tim, I was wondering what I was going to discuss. And kind of on the ride over, I thought, you know, this is just fun. I had mentioned a few episodes back that family took a trip to England, and it was absolutely amazing. And one of the absolute highlights for me was actually going to a Premier League football match. It was amazing. We went to Selhurst Park. So Crystal Palace the game was a draw versus Bournemouth. But when I came back to America, I was like craving more Premier League football. And I've never spent a moment watching any of it. And I am constantly checking the standings now. I'm checking all of the game highlights, you know, keeping up with stuff. I'm still learning a lot of the players and things like that. But one thing that struck me is American sports fans, so much of what you watch, it's being driven by your fandom, your interest in a particular team. And sometimes it gets in the way of you just enjoying the game. Mm-hmm. And that is what I'm really relishing right now, is that I can watch any set of highlights and just enjoy it for the artistry of what they're doing, not necessarily caring who's winning, but like, was this a really good play? Was that an excellent pass? Oh, that was amazingly creative. Holy crap, look at that save. I'm just totally digging it. And I don't think that would have happened. I mean, I played soccer when I was younger, but completely forgot about it, never thought about it, and now I'm like all in.
That's cool to be able to watch
I'm-
it.
Yeah, just for the game.
For the game, for the sport, and not for the dogma that you're throwing to the players. That same kind of thing happened to me because I'm not, we've talked about I'm not a sports guy, but I watched a college game. I was in, with clients, I was in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I saw a Razorbacks game. Tons of stories I can tell about that. But the one thing, I'm trying to kind of fake that I know anything. And the same thing, whatever team was playing against the Razorbacks, they did an amazing play. And I just was like, yeah, that was great. And the guy next to me is like, you don't know nothing about football, do you?
Shut up, Yankee.
You goddamn. But it was an amazing play. And I know that there's not a single sports watching person in the world, except maybe for you, Scott, that would agree with me. But maybe that's the way you should watch sports. Instead of walking with the tribal idea, the idea, the concept of tribalism, this is my team, and just going in there and enjoying the game. I know it's never going to happen, and I know right now there's someone in a cheese hat punching their computer. Actually, they're not too bad, right? The cheese hat people?
Folks from Wisconsin.
Packers are very nice people.
Yeah,
the Packer fans are very chill.
How's this? The teams I'm thinking about who are not chill, they will come after me. So I'm not going to mention who I'm thinking.
Sorry. I meant Beagle fans.
Oh, they're the
worst.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're so smelly.
And the Smeagol fans also.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Eagle fans are fine, but it's
Yes.
the
They're
Beagles and Smeagles to watch out for.
Terrible.
Well, they were river folk, the Smeagol's. They were fine. It wasn't until the ring that the Smeagol's turned bad.
Yeah.
I know that. Pete, what do you got, man?
You read that right out of the sports Bible.
The Similarian, I think, right?
We have to go bring the ring of Mordor.
Go team!
Lateral it, Schmeagol.
All right, I'll take the lateral. I was thinking about it, and I've actually done a couple things since we've gotten together. I went with my family to see the Indigo Girls, which was pretty
cool.
cool.
Wow. Where was that
I'd never
show?
seen them before at the Tiller Center.
Oh,
Wow.
Right down the block. And it was quite
Still
enjoyable.
playing, huh?
But what I really was going to say is, the reason I couldn't make it here one Monday, which I think might have been last week, which didn't matter because it was a huge snowstorm, but nonetheless, we had tickets to go see Patti Smith talk about her new memoir.
Oh, that's right. You messaged us about
So
that.
so it got postponed a day, so we went up the next day, and
How was it?
It was really cool. I mean, she's got to be in her late 70s, I would think, and she's just very chill. We saw her in New Haven, Connecticut, and she came out and she was like, "Oh, I have a great memory of this town. This is where my father was born, blah, 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 blah." And then she went on, and she was doing like songs in between reading from the book and stuff. And then like halfway through the show, she was like, "Yeah, I would just like to recant what I said earlier. My father was not born in New Haven, but I was just very nervous when I came out, and I kind of just said stuff."
Because she's from Jersey, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, she I don't know. But
she's from New Jersey originally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the book, Please Kill Me.
Yeah.
But she
she's
had
in a lot of that.
basically
It was on to interrupt, the No Dogs in Space podcast did a 5-episode. If you're interested, they did a 5-episode series on Patti Smith, 3 or 5. Anyway, they go in depth. Yeah.
Some odd number.
So it was just cool that, first of all, like I said, she's in her late 70s. She walks out on stage. She's done this a million times before, and she's like, "I'm nervous."
Yeah.
Walking out, and so nervous that she said the wrong thing. It's just
That's cool.
It's just very cool.
That's
And she
quite endearing.
She was really totally down to earth, and it was really, really enjoyable.
Maybe the Piss Factory was in Connecticut.
What is that?
That was there's a song, I think it's on her first album.
Oh, okay.
And it's about a factory that she worked in. It's a great song. Highly recommended. It was
Well-
my wedding song, by the way.
Oh, nice.
That's why
nice.
it didn't work.
Anyway, it was a great show, and I mean, she did talk about her, her life growing up, and it was not too good.
No.
But really, it was a wonderful time. I'm really glad we went.
Awesome.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I got a job.
How about you, John?
I got a job in a piss factory.
Oh, finally! You've been working so hard to build up to that.
I really have. I've been taking vitamins. Here's a cool thing. So this is a thing I did last week with my lovely girlfriend. We went to see a thing in the city. It is called Masquerade. And if you can see it, see it. It was one of the greatest things I have ever seen in my entire life. And that's not even hyperbole. And I'm even referring to the guy in the bag over there who's still being freaky. No, so what it is it's the, if you're familiar with this, it's the Sleep No More people. Those people got together with Andrew Lloyd Webber, and they have done something called Masquerade, which is the Phantom of the Opera opera. You are in it, and it's 30 rooms in New York City on 56th Street. When you look at it, you're like, what did this cost? And it cost $25 million to put this together.
Holy mackerel.
When you look at the credits, just the stage managers, there's got to be 40 stage managers. You go 30 different rooms, and you go from room to room. It's all scenes from the Phantom of the Opera. And they're singing. There's music. The music's taped, but the singing is all live. They added scenes to it from the opera. There's a freak show scene that's kind of like his origin story. And like the Phantom is not interacting with you, but at one point they do the rooftop scene where you're up like in this rooftop area and you're looking through this big glass and Christine and the fiance are out on this rooftop. You're looking at them, and at one point the Phantom is leaning on my shoulder. And my girlfriend was in front of me, and I'm like tapping her, like, turn around, it's a Phantom. It's amazing. I'm not going to give anything away. All I have to say is the last scene, 3 things happen in like the last 5 minutes of this thing where you're like, oh no, we're going to die. Oh my God, I'm going to start crying. And how the fuck did they just do that? And I won't tell you what happened.
And the last thing was,
Sold.
oh, we are dead. Damn.
It was, I cannot recommend this thing enough. And here's I don't like Phantom of the Opera. I've like seen bits and pieces of it. I've listened to a lot of the music because I have theater friends and this and that. I don't like it. This was amazing. It's 2 hours long. You're walking through this whole thing. The cast, the voices, everything is amazing. It is not cheap. Well, how's this? It's not inexpensive, but it is worth, you couldn't pay this, but it's worth 3 times what you pay. It's like $250
Okay, I would expect
a ticket.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and that's what you pay.
Well, $25 million to make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's amazing is, so it's about 50 or 60 people in each like group, and there's 6 groups that go a night, 15 minutes staggered,
Yeah.
and you never see anyone.
Right.
And that 60 people is broken up a few times into smaller groups.
Right.
Where at one point there was only like 15 of us. We were in a room, and I won't say what goes on in there, but it's just fascinating. And those people in those rooms, there's piped in music, but they're not singing on amplifiers. They're not singing to microphones. They're singing like right to you.
Yeah.
It is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in my life. If it was done in one room, it would have been incredible. This is 30 different rooms.
That is.
You have got, it's called Masquerade.
Sounds amazing.
You've got to see it.
Yeah, I'm sold.
And then
Wow.
afterwards, at the end, there's a speakeasy, and you booze it up. Drinks are expensive.
Are they $250 a drink?
They're $25.
Oh man.
The
Yeah.
drinks are good, but
Gotta make their money back.
yeah. I mean, it is. I cannot recommend it enough. It was incredible.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
if
into
you're
that.
in New York, honestly, I mean, there's a lot to do in New York. You might have heard.
Are they selling it as like a Broadway ticket, or like do you get it? Where do you get tickets?
It's a ticket. It's you just go online. Masquerade. Yeah. It's I mean, it's.
I guess it wouldn't be at TKTS.
They do like same day. I saw there's a way of getting like $70 discounted tickets like
Yeah.
same day.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's TKTS or anything like that.
Right.
There is a way of doing it if you go on the website.
Do you have to stand for the whole 2 hours?
No.
Oh, that's good.
No. Yeah, there's dude, you're in like the basement. They have a whole like you're in the sewers. They have a boat that goes by and you're sitting on like these. I thought they were just going to be like cheap plastic seats, but when you sit on them, they're like you're sitting on. I mean, I'm sure they weren't marble, but they were like rock seats. There's pews. There's a wedding thing. There's plenty of times to sit.
My parents would love this. It sounds like,
dude. Yeah, and your parents are pretty spry. They could, you're probably sitting.
If they had to stand the whole time, there's no way. But if they could sit for some of the time, that's fine. They would do it.
People were nice if they're spry, but people will let them sit. Also, the cool thing is, you either can bring a mask or they'll supply you with a mask, but you wear a mask throughout this whole thing, like because it's in the whole thing is masquerade. And you have to dress in black, white, or silver.
Oh wow!
So you need to be dressed like
Black. So there's an attire.
yes, you have to be dressed.
Does it have to be all one color?
Nope. Any combination of black, white, and silver. I wore a black turtleneck, a black pair of pants, and I borrowed a sequined silver jacket
Nice.
from Howie, who runs my trivia thing,
Nice.
my trivia night hosting thing.
Well, I'm so lucky that my eyes wide shut mask is silver. I'd get right in.
You see, and there was a time when you felt bad about the whole swinging thing and your decade of group sex, and now you don't have to worry about that,
Nope.
Scott.
It's my ticket in.
Look at you, all grown up now.
It's so weird.
And the guy in the corner is nodding again.
Well, that's where you caught your previously undiscovered venereal disease.
You see, a crisis can be an opportunity, Scott. I told you.
The exciting part for Scott was that his venereal disease actually turned into a tiny homunculus and leapt out of his body and ran.
Pass me that jug of penicillin.
Wasn't he in the Road Warrior, Homunculus?
He was. He was.
Lord Homunculus.
Well, this was before.
Oh, humongous.
Lord Humongous.
Yeah.
Oh,
Humongous.
humongous.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
He probably
yeah,
had a
yeah, yeah.
homunculus.
making a bad joke.
He
there.
probably.
Well, there was a homunculus too.
Was there?
That has a little something or other running around that movie. I don't know.
That might have been a mole on him.
Some bubbling sore.
I believe a third of Australians get skin cancer.
Oh boy.
And on that exciting, happy note, we are going to end this. Thank you so much for listening. We hope that we did not offend anyone. These, of course, are not opinions in the least.
No.
As you saw, all of this was well researched and is just the truth and facts. And of course, you know that as you subscribe to Patreon, you can hear a little bit about what's going to happen in the two songs, information about that you did not get to hear in the second act.
Right on.
Now I'm all act because I'm thinking about Masquerade. Anyway, hey,
right.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you can hear us again.
All right. Bye-bye.
Not all.
Come back. Don't leave me. Boom.